Hey coding enthusiast, welcome back to Python Tutorials, the channel where we break down complex coding concepts into bite-sized digestible pieces. I'm Ida, and today we're delving into the world of business rules and data validation using the specification pattern in Python. So, grab your coding hat, because we're about to tackle a practical example building an email validator. Now, in the vast landscape of applications, business rules are like the unsung heroes. They ensure our data is valid, consistent and reliable. And when it comes to implementing these rules, the specification pattern takes the spotlight. It allows us to create reusable business rules that can be combined using boolean logic. Today, we're going to implement this pattern in Python to build a simple and yet adaptable email validator. But before we dive into the code, let's set the stage. The goal is to implement these rules in a way that's not only flexible but also clear and easy to maintain. So let's jump right into the Python implementation. First things first, we define the email address class. Here the constructor takes a string and splits it into a username and a domain, making it easy for us to work with. Now let's take a look at the email validator interface. Right on point. Moving on to the domain, next up, our first validator, the username validator, where we check whether the username has the minimum length. Moving on to the domain validator, where we check both the length of the domain and whether it's an allowed domain. Now, let's bring it all together in the email validator implementation. All validators need to return true for our email address to be valid. If one fails, we return false. Now let's put our code to the test. In this test, we create an email address and two validators. Well, we only got two validators, two validator classes. Finally, we check whether our email address is valid according to the two validators we have. In conclusion, implementing business rules with the specification pattern in Python is indeed straightforward and flexible. Adding new validators is a breeze. Just write a validator and include it in the array. While our example focuses on simplicity, the future could bring more enhancements, perhaps more informative error messages, which is a topic for another video. Well, that's a wrap for today's vlog. I hope you enjoyed our deep dive into the specification pattern in Python. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more coding content, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, happy coding!